Honorable Dr. Orlando Brewster, Minister of National Mobilization, Cooperative, Family, Gender Affairs, Housing, Human Informal Settlement, and Area Representative for Central Leeward. The Honorable Attorney General, Mr. Grenville Williams, Commissioner of Police, Mr. Colin John, Mrs. Shafia London Williams, our guest speaker for this evening, ASP Junior Simmons, an officer in charge of Police Youth Club, SOP Simon, the National Coordinator for Police Youth Club, Mr. Mark Billy, other specially invited guests, members of the Layou Police Youth Club, members to be enrolled, parents, the media, good afternoon. Welcome to the Layou Police Youth Club enrollment and 10 years celebration ceremony. And Superintendent Chumpit, our divisional coordinator, our divisional commander, sorry sir. Building our youth for a brighter tomorrow. Let me first thank each and every one of you for coming out today to this ceremony as we join hands together to build the youth of our nation. Today we are going to enroll 40 members to be a part of the Layou Police Youth Club. We also celebrating 10 years as a Police Youth Club. Out of the 10 years, I am serving as coordinator for 5 years to the Layou Police Youth Club.
Air Representative, Mr. Grenville Williams, the Honorable Attorney General, Mr. Colin John, Commissioner of Police, Mrs. Shafia London Williams, guest speaker, Mr. David Trumpet, Superintendent of Police and Area Commander, Mr. Hanif Simon, Superintendent of Police, Mr. Junior Simmons, Assistant Superintendent of Police and the Officer in charge of Police Youth Clubs, specially invited guests, ladies and gentlemen, young men, young women, boys and girls of the Layou Police Youth Club, the media, good afternoon. It is with pleasure and a privilege I stand before you as the National Coordinator for Police Youth Clubs here in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. As I sat there and I listened to Mr. Collis, and as he spoke of some of the things and the activities that the youth club involved in, and the fact that they are celebrating 10 years, I start counting. And just about a week or so ago, the Beckwith Police Youth Club would have celebrated their 11th year. And then I count again, and I realized that the clubs in Chappie-Belair and Petitbordel has been in existence for a little over 15 years. So I decided to count a little further. And I realized that the police youth clubs in St. Vincent and Grenadines has been in existence for 20 years. Now clap for that. Celebrating such milestones in any organization is no easy feat. It's not something that fly by night thing. And the thing about the police youth club, and I want you the young ones to understand this, the police youth club have shown that they have consistency, that we are resilient, we persevere, and we have a strong foundation. You see, the thing is, I am always for youth, and it is good to see all of you here this afternoon. And as I look in the audience at the head table, and even in the audience, I see some distinguished gentlemen and women. And I'm happy that they are here today. I'm happy that you are here today to hear and to see the Police Youth Club in action. I want to let you know, because it's a brief remark, that the Police Youth Club in St. Vincent and the Grenadines is like no other youth organization. We are second to none, and I can say that proudly. We started, as I mentioned, with those clubs who started in Barley and then in Williamstown Sharps, then in Caliqua, then in the areas of Petitbordel and Chappie-Belair. But today, we have 25 police youth clubs, from Fancy all the way down to Chappie-Belair, from Beckwith to Even Island. the society in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, there is a police youth club. Furthermore, we didn't just survive, we are striving and we are thriving. We are adding to our numbers. Everywhere we go, people are calling for the police youth club in their area. So, in Park Hill, up to yesterday, we started a new chapter in Park Hill. There's a call for one in Diamonds in the Winwood side, and right in the Boss community where you're from in Bel Air, there's a call for police youth club as well. So you see, the police youth club is the best club to be a part of. We are not centralized, we are decentralized. So in every community in St. Vincent and the Grenadines you can go to, you can find a police youth club that is functioning as an entity by itself, but yet as part of the national body. So, in any other youth group right now, be the cadets or whoever, they are more centralized. But the police youth club, we are everywhere. And because of that, you can be proud that you are part of the best youth program in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. And I have no apologies. You're part of the best youth program in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. So I want to appeal to you. And as Malik, your president, prayed, and he said, help you to be a shining light and an example to your peers. As you are enrolled officially, as official members of Layou Police Youth Club, I want you to remember the other code and the promise which you repeat before you get those certificates. I don't just repeat them. Remember the words. Put it into practice. Be that shining light. And I guarantee you that when you become adults, you'll be better men and women. Wholesome, law-abiding, productive citizen. And for those of you who are viewing, it is time that you come on board. For the distinguished men and women in the audience, it is time you come on board and support the police youth club. You understand? It's time that you put your money where your mouth is, kind of thing. It is time that we stop criticizing the youth, stop pulling down the youth, stop making excuses. It's time that you put all hands on deck. It is time that you join the movement that is the police youth club. And I want to say thanks to the boss. I've never gotten an opportunity to stand him in public for a while. It is one thing to be appointed into a position by somebody. Anybody could appoint anybody. Maybe you're the best person or most suitable candidate at the time. But when you're appointed and then you're supported, yeah, things happen. And so you can see the movement in the police youth club. You can see the difference because I must say that our boss, Mr. John, has been nothing but supportive, and wherever he can, he will assist. But now, I want all of St. Vincent. And I'm not calling any names, but I'm going to say it is time that we come on board. When you support the youths, you support your own. When you support the youths, you support your community. When you support the youths, you support St. Vincent and the Grenadines. And if you're a patriot, it is time to get on board. So thank you very much. Congratulations to the youth and the 10th year in existence. And I'm sure that we are the coordinator will have something to say about the challenge. So the challenge is set. Now we're going to take all the crumbs. Sure that people have a lot of things to say about it. Thank you very much, and may God bless you.
Thank you very much, Sergeant Billy, our national coordinator.
Thank you very much, Mr. Collis, Master Ceremonies. I wish to recognize the Honorable Dr. Ronnie Brewster, Parliament Representative, Minister of National Mobilization, etc. The Honorable Attorney General, Mr. Brendan Williams, and Mrs. Williams, our featured speaker today. Commissioner of Police, Mr. Colin John, Superintendent Trumpet, the Divisional Commander, Superintendent Anna Simon, Dr. Beckett Cyrus, Mr. Gideon Nash, other specially invited guests, Sergeant Willie, National Coordinator of Police Youth Clubs, other coordinators, and members of the Police Youth Club. Good afternoon. I am very happy and pleased to be a part of this ceremony here today. You are celebrating 10 years as a club. In addition to that, you will be enrolled officially as members of the Police Youth Club. So I want to congratulate you on your achievements of 10 years and for becoming full-fledged members of the Layou Police Youth Club. Now, the Police Youth Club is just one of the strategies that the Royal St. Vincent Police Force uses to challenge our young people and help to steer them in the right direction. 2 Sundays ago at an event in Barley, I said this: the Police Youth Club is the most trending club in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. When it comes to youth organization, Police Youth Club have taken over in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. We are nurturing the young minds. We are nurturing our nation's best resources, who are you, the children of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. And I love your theme today. You have a wonderful theme, building our youth for a better tomorrow. And the Commission Police and the Royal St. Vincent Police Force is happy to be assisting in building you for a better tomorrow. I want to say here that Police Youth Club, I've never heard of any member of the Police Youth Club who would have gotten himself into any trouble, being arrested or involved in any nefarious activities. That is because of the training and the discipline that you receive as part of these clubs. Our aim and objective is to ensure that you grow up to be responsible, respectable, and productive citizens of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Because you are the next Commission Police, the next area representative, the next Attorney General, the next CEO of St. Vincent Brewery, the next ABC of Calypso. So young people, stay focused, keep your eyes on the goal, remain law-abiding, disciplined, respectful, respect yourself, respect your elders, respect your peers. Respect is earned. Okay, so let this activity here today motivate you to be better boys and girls. Once again, congratulations. May God bless you.
Thank you, Mr. Collis, chairperson for this evening's proceedings. Let me acknowledge the presence of the Commissioner of Police, Mr. Colin John, the Attorney General, who is also my cabinet colleague, Mr. Grenville Williams, and his wife, Mrs. Williams, London Williams, who is the guest speaker this evening. Let me also acknowledge Mr. Stephen Billy, who is the coordinator, and I can't forget my good friend, my longtime friend, Mr. Simmons, ESP Simmons. And I look out into the audience, I see ESP Simon, ESP SOP Trumpet, who is the divisional coordinator. I see some distinguished guests, such as the Dr. Beckett Cyrus, our own ABC of Calypso, Mr. Gideon Nash, who is a business owner here in the community, and other distinguished gentlemen. I can't name everyone, other members of the constabulary force here in St. Vincent, the media, these bright faces that I'm seeing here this evening. A warm welcome and good afternoon. Now, it has been a long day for me, starting this morning with church, giving audience a short layout, and after church, funeral, baby dedication ceremony, and here this afternoon at the Layou Police Youth Club enrollment ceremony and 10-year celebration. And after this, I have to head to Chateauguay for another function this evening. So you see, I have not been today, but I could not miss this for the world. Now, I always use the opportunity, and for those of you who do not know, I'm also the minister with the responsibility for youth in this country. And today, it's really a good feeling for me to be here to witness all these bright stars. that are about to be enrolled into the police youth club here in Layou. Now, Layou has a rich history as it relates to clubs here in our community. And why can I say this? Because there are many other clubs, many other organizations here in Layou. I see Dr. Cyrus, who also runs a charitable foundation here in Layou. I see Mr. Vernon McDowell, who was former executive member of the Layou Cultural and Sports Organization. So we have a rich history for clubs here in Layou. And I would tell you this, youngsters, being a part of a club is part of building your character. I was privileged at the age of a very young age, as a teenager, that I had the likes of Vernon McDowell, Gideon Nash, and Crispo, and the likes to take me under their wings into an organization here. And from there, I was taught many things. So when I got into other aspects of life, including politics, I was able to harness some of the skills that I developed being a part of those organizations to use in my day-to-day aspect while I'm doing my work. Now, I want to congratulate you, because it is not easy to be a part of a club, because there are many things you will have to give up in order to attend club meetings and so on and so forth. So sometimes you have to choose whether or not you're going to play soccer this evening or you got to go to police youth club. And sometimes it's a hard choice. Right, Rosado? Sometimes it's difficult. But it's part of building. And I notice your team say, building, tell me the team, chairperson. Building youths for a brighter tomorrow. Now I want to tell you this. In building anything in your life, you must have something. One of you could tell me what it is? Before you build a house, what you must have? You must have, before you even start the foundation, there's something that you have to get. I'm hearing it, a plan. So you must have a plan coming into the police youth club here in Layou. And there's a saying that if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. Now I don't want you to plan to fail. So I want to urge you guys, because this is a good foundation for you to move on with your life endeavors. And I see here, as ASP Simmons mentioned before, many of you are going to become decent and outstanding citizens of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. I want in the next couple of years, when I have a little more grade, when I walk into an institution in Kingston, I should see one of these beautiful faces to greet me and to say, Mr. Brewster, this is what you do, this is what you do. And to be in this club is part of that process. It's part of building you. So I want you to know that this is not something that you should take lightly. Later on in life, when you're doing your resume, when you're applying for jobs, you are going to put on your resume that you were a part of the police youth club in Layou for X amount of years. And persons, if I'm reading that, I would say, well, this is somebody who was responsible because they were a part of a serious organization. So I don't want you to take this thing very lightly. Now, I use the opportunity every time to talk to the youngsters. I know some of you may come from homes that may not be the most ideal situation with mommy or daddy, but you have a chance to change your tomorrow. I'm a living example. Plenty of you, many of you in here, you know me, you know where I come from. You know where I live in the same place. And I am happy that I was able to overcome my circumstances with all the necessary support system. So you have a good support system here with Mr. Collis. You have Officer Billy as well to support you. You have Simmons. You have the Commissioner of Police. You have the Attorney General. Look at the persons you are seeing here this afternoon. Persons of caliber, which means that they have a vested interest in your tomorrow. So we are here today not for show, but to encourage you, to let you know that we are going to work with you. We are going to support you to ensure that you build a brighter tomorrow. Many of you are going to become officers, and this is a good foundation to start, because we need police officers to maintain order in our society. So today, I don't want to take too long, because you see, if you give a politician a mic, sometimes you can't get it back. So I don't want to take too long. So I want to encourage you. I want to tell you that continue on this path. Continue to work with all of the supervisors of your club. Be respectful. You hear me? Be respectful. And this is something that I must hint at. Because in my day, when at your age, I come in from school, every house I pass. Good afternoon, Miss John. Good afternoon, Miss Hines. Good afternoon, Miss Adams. Good afternoon, Miss Young. Every house. And I want you guys to emulate that. You are representing a club. And I don't want nobody to say, what's a girl name? She did a police youth club and what she did. I don't want that. I want you guys to be respectful. And when you go out into the public, remember you're not only representing yourself, but you are representing the police youth club. So, girls and boys, today is a big thing. Today is a big thing. It's a step in the right direction. But if you're building a building, you do not only build a building and leave the foundation. So if we start with the foundation today, in the next couple of years, you have to put up your walls. Right? And in the next couple of years, you have to add to that. You put on your roof. And then you put in your doors and your windows until the structure is complete. So don't think that today is the big day and it's done. Today is just the foundation, and you have many more things to accomplish while you are building. So again, congratulations, and I pledge my support as the representative of this area and also as the minister with the responsibility for you to work with you guys. Mr. Collis, you have my support. So feel free whenever there is a need that I can help with. Please let me know. And from time to time, I would really love to continue. Even though you want me to come in and talk to them from time, I will be honored to do so.
Thank you, Mr. Collis, for doing an excellent job as chairman of this proceeding. I wish to acknowledge the Honorable Mr. Orlando Brewster, here representative, and Minister of National Mobilization, etc. The Honorable Attorney General, Mr. Grenadines Williams, and Mrs. Williams, the feature speaker, Superintendent Trumpet, Superintendent Simon, ASP Simmons, Dr. Alston Beckett Saras, Governor and Gideon Nash, members of the media, and most importantly, the children here today. I just want to say a pleasant good afternoon to you all. I want to also thank the coordinators for making this event a reality today. Sergeant Billy, I want to publicly say that I don't think I made a mistake when I placed you as coordinator of the police youth club. You're very ensure that the police youth club realize its true potential. I am there to support you, and please feel free to come knock on my door anytime and speak about police youth club or anything that can assist the youth club. The parents, I want to say thanks to you for reposing your confidence in the police force. We know that parents are sometimes skeptical about their children, and it's really I'm glad to know that you have that confidence in the Royal Civil and Grenadines Police Force, that you can send your children to be with us, and we would not betray that confidence that you have in us. The children, I just want to thank you for participating in police youth, because despite the fact that your parents might send you, it's not appropriate for them to physically bring you, and we have seen that they're not physically bringing you, so you have some say in why you have in being here. So I just want to thank you for attending the police youth club and for participating. And we are seeing some very good talent coming out of the police youth club, as exhibited by the poems that were read by the two persons earlier on. 10 years is a significant milestone in any organization, and I just want to congratulate the Layou Police Youth Club for achieving that significant milestone. I also want to congratulate the persons who would be inducted today and be given certificates as members of the Police Youth Club. The theme is very relevant and it is very timely. It says, building youth for a brighter tomorrow. And we, in our effort, we are trying to do that. Or as Proverbs 22:6 said, train up a child in the way he should go, and when he is old, he will not depart from it. So we are, in fact, pointing you in that right direction. We are ensuring that you realize your true potentials. As members of the Police Youth Club, we try as far as possible for you to derive some practical benefits. We have the training, we have the summer program, we have the various programs, the camps and those things. Also, we have seen the Police Youth Club, we have assisted members of the Police Youth Club who have been successful in the CPEA with books and other items for schools. We have also assisted where persons may be ill or they have some social challenges. The police force, we have assisted in that regard. We have had barbecues and stuff where particular members may have some illness and they need medical attention. We have tried to raise funds to assist those families. We have also seen members of the Police Youth Club. It's a direct policy of the Royal Civil and Grenadines Police Force, where persons who are members of the Police Youth Club and have achieved the age and have the requisite qualification, they are given preferences to join the Royal Civil and Grenadines Police Force. So that is something that we are deriving from the members of the Police Youth Club. You are all generally young persons there, and I want to take this opportunity to speak to you directly as well. You, in St. Vincent Grenadines currently, you have lots of opportunities. Your boundaries are set by you. Previously, when I was growing up as a little boy, I would say, well, your ability to live or walk in a country was determined first of all by where you were born. So let's say you're born in the US, you automatically are US citizen, or your parents might be US, might be a US citizen, so you got that by descent. But now your ability to live and walk in a country is determined by your level of qualification. So once you are properly qualified, or once you are adequately qualified, you can walk in Israel, you can walk in Africa, you can walk anywhere in the world. So you are setting your boundaries. And while you here, you have to ensure that you have good self-esteem, very high self-esteem. All of you are beautiful. Don't let anyone tell any of you that you are ugly or that anything negative about yourself. And the value that you place on yourself, that's the value that other people place on you. So if you think that you are important, if you think that you are a significant person, and you act that way, that's the value that other people place on you. But if you think that you are no good, other person will place that value on you as well. So just remember that once you're comfortable in your skin, you don't have to bother with how other persons feel about you.
Special, and you all have dreams. And I want you to be very confident about those dreams. And so today I'm going to talk with you a little bit about what I call 2 G's and 2 S's. You know, like we have the 2G phone and you have S22 and the S's. We're going to talk a little bit about that. So let's start with the G's, the 2 G's. You want to be all these things, but how do we get there? What is it? Well, yes, education for sure. We're not skipping that. First, I need you to dream to be great. You know what to be great means? Yeah. You're the best. You excel. You're doing your best. You may not be the most famous, but you are doing your best at everything you do. So whatever that dream is, you may not know for sure a job. It might just be, I want to do something. It doesn't have to be a job. Like someone said, what was the very different dream? The dealership owner. You have to be great. Sitting in this room, I don't know if you noticed when I came in, I was sitting at the head table. But from the moment I saw someone who was sitting amongst us, I had to leave the head table to greet that person. Because that person has made such a wonderful mark and made me and the rest of St. Vincent and Grenadines so proud. You know who that is? Yes. You have greatness. And guess where he's from? Layou. So what does that tell you? Greatness can come from Layou, right? Yeah. For sure. So definitely I'm looking to each of you to be great. It could be anything. The footballer, you're going to be a great footballer. The flight attendant, you're going to fly the best players in the world. You're going to take care of the best people in the world as a flight attendant. You're going to be great. Greatness, however, means that you have to be disciplined. Okay? So when your teacher speaks to you at school, when you have homework, when it's time to come to police youth club, you're going to be disciplined. Because that's the path to greatness. You have to be disciplined and do well every single time that you have a task. So no halfway work, right? You listening? You being a great listener right now? Yeah. Alright. So we're going to be great. That's the first G. But in being great, you also have to be humble. Because that could open even more doors. And to be humble, there's one thing you need to be. A good person. That's the next G. So be great, but at the same time, be good. What do I mean by being good? In life, you're going to be faced with many options. And oftentimes, temptations. And you have to choose. Being good, I remember my pastor, when I was a child, said to me, well, to the church really, but it hit home for me. If you're about to do something, there are 2 things you need to think about. Whatever I'm going to do, if this hits the front of the newspaper tomorrow, will I be proud? Will my mommy, my daddy, my uncle, my family be proud of whatever it is I'm going to do? If that answer is no, it means that's not a good thing. Right? And secondly, whenever you're about to do something and you feel an uneasiness, you ever go in the kitchen to take something that you know you shouldn't take? You ever feel a feeling? You don't know what it is, but it's a feeling. My pastor said that's your conscience speaking to you. You don't feel it? Well, yeah, that's a problem. We need to look at that. But you know you're about to do something and there's a feeling that, I wonder. You don't feel like this is 100% right. It's a feeling, you know. Nobody's telling you, but you feel it. You feel it before? You feel it in your belly, exactly. I know. Your bottom belly, exactly. That's your conscience gone in your belly. That is your next sign that what you're doing, you need to reconsider. It might not be good. Being good is when you're helping others. Being good is when you're making the choices that don't disadvantage you or others. That's what being good means. So you can be great, that's the first G, but also be good. Let's move on to the S's now. Life could be tough sometimes, right? Real tough. I know, like when you don't have data on your phone. Or Wi-Fi. That's frustrating, right? Our money to buy malls. Exactly. Life could be tough. But there are other instances where it could be even tougher. Some of you are fortunate to have certain things that others don't have. And for those of you going through challenging times, whether at home, at school, there is something I need you to remember to also be strong. Okay? Life is going to throw you some serious big stones. Big ones. Little ones too. But plenty little ones all at once. And you have to be strong. Right? You have to be strong. So, life is going to be filled with struggles. You have to fight every single day. Not physically, but you fight to remain a good person and you fight to stay on the path of being great. Understood? No matter what life throws at you. I could share some things with you today, for example. I remember as a child, I always speak about this. I grew up, my daddy decided he wasn't going to live with us. He'd rather do what the Bible says, sow many seeds. So I didn't have a daddy in the home, because he had a lot of homes. He was alive. Men in their grooves. No sowing of seeds. So I didn't have my daddy, but I also didn't have my mommy. So I grew up with grandparents, and I used to cry a lot. Like, why my mommy and daddy don't want me? For those of you who probably have your mommy and daddy, can you imagine what life is like without them? So I used to cry a lot. Why my mommy and daddy don't want me? And it was tough. And even growing up, I grew up with my aunt, and she was very strict. And when I talk strict, I mean, I think she used to have a laser beam on her slipper. So when she tells it, it always connects. Never misses. What? Yes, never misses. But she was strict. And again, I used to be very frustrated as a child. Why is this woman so strict? Why can't I go to parties? Why can't I do fun things and be outside with the rest of us? She thought I'd do something bad. She was trying to protect me. But me being young, you want freedom, right? And you want fun. And so life gets tough. I had friends who would come to school without food because mommy just didn't have food. I have friends who would come to school where the families are not fighting and cussing and they couldn't do their homework. I remember writing my CXCs, and for 3 years where we lived, there was no electricity. So I studied for 3 years using candles. Yes, I had bad eyes to show for it. I could barely see. But the truth is, life was really difficult. But I had to be strong. And I want you to be stronger than I was. Right? You promise me you're going to be strong? Yes. No matter what life throws at you, you look it in the face and say, I am stronger than you. I am going to be great. I'm a good person and I'm going to be great. Nothing is going to take me off that path of greatness. You understand me? Don't let any of the external things, no matter how they affect you, break you down. Right? And the last S. Remember, you are special. special. You are your own person. The people in the world probably look like you, but there's no one. Imagine that in the world of, my husband's really smart. How many people are in the world again? Oh, you're smarter than him. How many? 8 billion. I was going to ask you, but he answered. 8 billion people live on this planet Earth. And guess how many of you there are? 1 in 8 billion. You know how special you must be for God to decide, I'm going to make you and make you look like this, have this personality, you and only you. That means you're special. Don't take that lightly. There's no one else like you on this earth. Go.
On my honor,
As
a member
a
of the Layou Police Youth Club,
I
will be obedient, honest, and loyal. And I will not lie, cheat, steal, or tolerate, encourage those who do. I will accept responsibilities for my actions, and shall discourage other members from committing breaches in my presence. I promise to be loyal to God, my country, my church, my parents, all members of the Royal St. Vincent and the Grenadines, police force, and the youth club, and to keep the honor code. Thank you very much.